That's perfect for the video. So people nowadays talk a lot about motivation, discipline, and all of the good stuff, and they really make it sound more rosy than it is.
Oh, the achievements, I got a new scholarship, I achieved this, I got into this contest.
Even I have done it, because that's what usually calls more of our attention. The thing is, I want to talk about the other side, which also exists. Shitty days. I want to tell you about a recent experience I had and why I think this type of day is necessary for our growth and to actually achieve things, and why it's necessary to feel good about the good days. Because it's not the same when it's just monotonous, good day after good day after good day, than when you've had tons of shitty days, and when you're out of that, when you went through it, you feel like, oh, this is mine. So first thing, why do we feel like saying this is mine, this is an experience that I went through? But when there are problems that come in that shitty day, in that moment when you forgot your transportation card, your phone, and like you're in a bad situation, you're 2 hours away from school. In that moment, you don't want to say, oh, this is my situation, this is my shitty day. No, you're like, fuck, how the fuck did I got here? I was mad at myself. In that moment, I wasn't happy that I had achieved it like I'll be when I tell this story to my grandchildren in like 50 years. And I know if you're going through a moment like that, it's probably hard. If you're questioning your worth a lot, if you're feeling like there are lots of homeworks you have to do and lots of projects you have, and you haven't got enough time for projects that you love, for the hobbies that you want to do, like drawing your OCs, your original characters. It's hard in the moment. The first thing you gotta do is acknowledge that it's hard. Yes, you actually got into a hardship. Yes, you actually lost it, both your phone and that. What can you do now? In that moment, I fortunately had my backpack and my wallet was there. So I was like, oh, I can buy a new card. The thing is, the machine doesn't give you your cash back. If it costs 30 pesos and you give it 50, it will not give you the 20 back. So there is this thing that comes with a shitty day, which is like that comfort you want. Attachment. Yeah, I forgot the word. There is this attachment to the comfort you have in good days. And it's the first thing that you remind, like, oh, every other day in my life, I do not have to go through this worry. Every day of my life, it's just easy, it just flows naturally. And these are the things that we never appreciate. And what makes a shitty day really is how we react to it. Yes, I was mad at myself, but I also got the chance to say, wow, every other day goes just better. These shitty days are a point of comparison for your future, which is really something you need to have. You won't appreciate the good things when they come if you don't have a point of comparison. So you need to choose to affront it, to see the problem and say, yeah, this is my problem, and I have the capacity, the abilities to solve it. And here comes number 2. You don't need to solve it alone, actually, or probably you can't. I had to ask the people in the train to help me. There is a guy who told me, no, I don't have the type of billete you need. And I kept on asking other people, and I heard he started asking, oh, do you have 5 pesos? Do you have 5? Do you have 5 to complete the passage? I had exactly 3 pesos and 50 cents. I don't know how to talk about money in English. Like, I'm not talking about dollars. The thing is, it was very little. It was like, and I said, oh, it's little, but if it works, it works. And he was like, no, don't worry. There was another girl standing next to him, and she gave him the money that he was missing. And he told me, I'm gonna pass you. Like, he was gonna use his car to pass me so that I could take the transport. The thing is, in that place, there's a train and the macro. So he was going to the train and he thought I was going to the train, and he was busy, like he was going to work too. He asked, "You're going to the train, right?" And I said, "No, I'm going to the other one." He stopped and think. And he said, "Okay, let's go." And I want you to listen to this. He told me, in these type of situations, people are really kind. You need to have the openness and the sincerity to ask people for help, and it'll be alright. He told me, like, really randomly and casually while we were fast walking to transport, and I was like, yeah, you're right. But it just stuck with me, and this is something that we don't notice. They kept on being shitty, and that's something I don't like about shitty days, and nobody likes about shitty days. They just keep on getting worse. I was applying for a scholarship. The place where I get the documents, it was closed, only for my career. And it was the last day to give all of my documents, and I had already paid for that, and I was really waiting for it. So I asked the lady on the other part of a building, and she really responded pretty non-nicely. And she sent me to scholarship sent me to coordination, and I found a teacher there. And I was like, yay, finally a nice person. I had already done like breathing to calm myself and talk with the coordinator and ask if they have the document. And she was there and she asked me, the teacher, "Hi Nick, how are you?" And she didn't even look at me. And as soon as she asked this, I was like, "I'm fine." No, I'm actually not. Just a small gesture can really help a completely different person, a complete stranger. The other day, a person just smiled to me on the bus, and I was like in awe the whole way home. So just value people, not just your friends and your family. Just value the people that are taking the same bus as you. Just value that you get the opportunities to share with those around you. Just value that you have health, maybe, that you have food, that you have a rooftop, that you have clothes when it's cold, that you live where it doesn't get as cold, that if you're lucky enough, your country isn't in war. There are so many things to just appreciate, and we don't feel that appreciation and that beauty of feeling actually alive if we don't go through these bad days, these shitty days. I know it's hard to know that, but maybe listening to someone who has passed it many times and we'll keep on passing them, because shitty days just come and go. They're like waves. I can tell you, we're human, we all cry. The thing is, after all of this, everything went right and I was the luckiest person alive. If everything would have been just fine from the beginning, like I would have been just like, oh, complete, let's go. But I was feeling this amount of gratefulness, this amount of light shining on my face from everyone around me. I had faced so much darkness that I was like, this is so beautiful, this is so unique. I just went like, this happened so I can appreciate the results more. You are learning how to swim, how to enjoy the waves. And after a few rounds of maybe not feeling so great, the water getting through your nose, you will actually start having fun, and it'll be so much more worthy of your ownership of that experience than it may feel like it is now. Right now you don't want to accept or own this situation, but once you go through it, you will find it out, you will sort it out. So just keep on trusting yourself and don't be afraid to ask for help. Even if it's here right now in the comments on this video, I always check the comments. So if there's any way that I can help you, I'm here for you. And I'm sure many other people are too. I know there's this little glass that sets us apart. But believe me, I'm human too. You are human. And we go through life, and it's better if we go through it together. As well as bad days pass in the end, good days pass in the end too. Bad days are here to remind us everything is temporary, even bad periods. I have a friend, one of my best friends, who just told me she was feeling lost and she was questioning her worth in her career. She was questioning if her direction is good, if what she's doing is actually having any value to people. And I was like, how can you of all people question that? Like, you have a heart that is so caring. You have a heart that is so open to people, that makes a space that is so unique, that is so safe, that is so funny. Like, you make the world a better place thanks to your heart, thanks to you. I'm here to tell you the same thing, because we all have a heart. You deserve to feel good and to trust yourself that you will go through this, and in the end you will own it and you will be grateful for it. Just remember David Goggins. Like, he's the best example of this, also the most recognizable one. And every single person has their story, so I dare you to make your own story. If you're going through a bad, shitty, ugly, asqueroso, dégoûtant moment dans ta vie, souviens-toi, something really good is about to come, and it'll be even better because you will have that little contrast in cinema, because I'm in uni, I'm so happy. When bad things end, is because a good one came, and it's just peace, and it is much more easy to appreciate that after that little contrast, that little drama that makes up an important moment in your life. Those important moments are the ones that give you character and strength and teach you abilities like how to ask for help, how to support other people maybe. So just keep on being you, keep on being authentic. You'll flourish from this. It's just rain.